If you are under the age of 18, the content of this video is not intended for you. Please stop watching now. Hey YouTube, it's Audrey, and I'm here with the May installment of my series, Work With It Wednesday. And in this series, I have challenged myself, and I invite you to play along also, to use items that you have not used, that you had, and it really doesn't matter how long you had them, but if you had them for a while and you haven't used them, then challenge yourself to do so. I'm focusing on tools, specialty dyes, specialty products, like maybe mixed media products, watercolor pens that you haven't used, that I haven't used, prills, mixed media items, dirt, paste, grit, whatever you got that you have bought and not used. I mean, in previous ones, if you haven't seen my other ones, I've used one of the We Are Memory Keepers punch boards. I use double-sided dies, which are not usual. I did a process video on Heartfelt Creations, molds, and the flower dies. So today I am going to use another specialty dye, and actually it's a more than just dyes, it's stamps and printables. So if you have not heard of the Crafter's Companion Gemini Decoupage series, it is a series that involves dyes, stamps, and paper printouts that you can use the ones that they have, and then you also have the ability to print out additional ones once you run out of those. So there are several because they were on HSN, and they had a auto ship where they sent a new set every so often. I didn't do the auto ship, but I have managed to get some of them in a few different forms. I got a kit off of Crafter's Companion that had the original 4 that they came out with, and then I also have one of their craft kits that I'll show you that has a set in a little different configuration, or a little different style. And then also recently they had a set called Caring Thoughts that had some in there. So I will show you the ones that I have, and then show you the differences, and then I will come back and make a couple and show you what I'm working with. So this is one of the sets that I have, and this was one, I believe, of the first sets, but this one is Peony Blooms, and it has dyes, as you can see here, and it has all these different dyes. Well, there's also a stamp set, and it has this stamp set and some sentiments, and then there are printables. They gave you a whole stack of these, and it's a pretty heavy weight. There are 48 pieces, and they're all the same. And that was the one thing that I think a lot of people were not happy with. Excuse me for knocking the camera. But they weren't happy that they were getting 48 of the same sheet. Although some people like that. If you're making a mass product, a lot of projects that you are reproducing, then that's good to have. So there's that set. Then Floral Spray was one of the other original ones. So there's this one. It has the stamp, and it also has a sheet with 48 of the same pieces. Now this one is the one that came out about a month or so ago in the collection called Caring Thoughts. So I got that collection, and it has lots of other pieces, but it had decoupage in it. And so this is the Floral Spray with this one. So this is the dye. It's actually 2 dyes. in this instance, she didn't do stamps with it. So it's a die set 1 and a die set 2. And then in this book, which made everybody happy, there are two different floral arrangements. So you have 24 of each. So one's for this die, one's for this die. All right, now what I am working with and what I'm going to come back with is, first of all, I have the one that really caught my attention, the one that I really wanted was this rose set. So here's the die for this, and this is what the sheets look like. So in this pack, there are 48 sheets that look like this. And you see that they are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is how you layer them if you want to. So basically, you use the die, you cut out the pieces coordinating with the die, and then you layer them with foam tape or some other type of 3D glue that Crafter's Companion has, or 3D gel dots, whatever you want to use for adhesive to give it some dimension. So I will be cutting this out with this set here. And then I won't be using the stamp in this instance. So this will show you, as you see, these dies are detailed and they do have some engraving lines in them that will translate to the paper pad. So that's going to be the first example. Then I have this set, which is a sunflower set. And with this set, it came with this and the other two original ones, but it did not have the paper pad, which is okay because you have the stamps. So here are the dies, and you can see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dies. So you would cut each one out. Here's the stamp set, and I use the floral stamp arrangement, but I needed to stamp it out 5 times because I will be cutting different pieces out. So this one is the full one. Then this piece only cuts like the 2 flowers and the leaves. This piece only cuts, I think it's this flower and this. Then this one only cuts a little bit of this flower, and then this one only cuts out the center. So yes, you have to stamp it out 5 times, and you will layer them on top of each other. So I chose to stamp it out in yellow. You can stamp it out in white and color it. I probably will still do some coloring on it because I don't want the leaves yellow and I don't want the center. But we will see how I end up doing it because I am plain, and immediately I thought yellow so I wouldn't have to color. But now I might do some coloring. So that's another way to use it. And also, they do give you, or on their website, she has a place where you could get downloads from. So actually there is a downloadable version of this. It's late, y'all. Of this, and you could print them out, and then you can still use your dies that way. So even if you ever run out of these, or you didn't get them like in this case, you can still print them out off the website and cut them out that way. Then finally, there is this Crafter's Companion kit, and it is the Floral Decoupage Kit, and it is kit number 23. And I got this one, I think I got this one from QVC, but I have seen them on Paper Wishes, and then I'm not sure about this particular box, but every so often some of the craft kits turn up at Tuesday morning at a really good price. So this comes with cards. It comes with a whole bunch of stuff. It comes with sentiment stamps. It comes with pearls. It comes with ribbons, cards and card blanks, and then there's printed paper and cardstock paper. So a nice kit. And all of their kits come to promote one of their products. So that's the basis of their kits, even though they're card kits, but they teach you techniques. So in this one, you have a smaller version. You can see the size difference because this is, as I said, to give you a sample of products. So this one had two different ones in it, this rose one and these lilac ones. And so they work the same way. They're numbered. And then in this case, though, you see that the dies are just outlined as opposed to the dies here that have all the extra detail. So these, we'll cut these out, and I will do that. And then if you want to, there are stamps for this one too. You can see it a little bit better that way. But you would use the same concept of stamping it out however many times that you would need to. So in this instance, I'm only going to use the outline and these pieces. So now that I've rambled on and explained everything to you, I'm going to do some projects and then come back and show you. So I will be back. Okay, I put them together, and I will start with the one that I like the least. I cut out the pieces for the sunflower, and these are two that I have the most part of the stamp left. So just wanted to show you that you can fussy cut this and use this on something else also, so you don't have to throw it away necessarily. But anyway, I did this one and I colored it. And anybody who knows me and has followed me knows that I've always said I'm not a colorer, and this proves it. I use these, this Nouveau Aqua markers set that I got in the last $50 mystery bag that they had a couple weeks back for tonic. And so this is what I used to color because it was, of course, sunflower colors. But I had some instances like here where I squeezed the pen and a whole bunch of ink came out and made it darker. And like I said, I just don't like the results of the coloring. But the point of this is how this goes together. And you can see all the dimension there. I use foam tape in between all the layers. And then you cannot see it really on camera probably. But as I said, these dies have some definition and some engraving marks and lines on them, and it probably would come off a little better if I used the embossing pad. But just looking at it, you can see like here where the darker is on the veining of the leaves. You can see that's actually grooves from the dye. And like I said, it would probably be more pronounced if I had embossed it with the embossing pad instead of just running it through the die cut. So that's the one that I like the least. Next up I did the two from the kit. and I'll do one at a time. So this one is full of dimension and full of layers, and I use thicker foam pads for this one, but definitely quite dimensional. Very dimensional. I mean, this piece here has 1, 2, 3, 4 layers. So, and then over here, there's 3 layers. But I like the way that one came out. And then this is the rose one from the kit. And I use thinner foam pads on it, so it does not have the amount of dimension. I can't see what you're seeing, but as you can see, it's much thicker than this one is. So it is all on what you like. So you can use different types of adhesives. I know Sarah Davies, and I kept saying she earlier, Sarah Davies is the founder of Crafter's Companion, and she uses her 3D glue gel when she does hers, and she shapes it so that it's curved and dented, and instead of just like flat like I have. I personally like them better this way, but if you watch some of the videos that she has online demonstrating this, you will see what she does. Now this is the last one, and this one is my favorite, and that's the rose. And this was the whole reason why I wanted decoupage to start with, was this particular one. I just think that the print is pretty, and I like all the layers and all the dimension. You can see all the layers there. Lots of dimension. So I cut those out, and again, I did not use an embossing pad to go back over and emboss the lines and things in the die, but there is definitely those lines and those definitions in the rose, in the leaves, giving it just a little more realistic look when you're looking at it in person. And I think next time I will use an embossing pad and go back over it and see how much more it enhances it. But this is my favorite. So there are the different examples of what you can do. And you know, you don't have to use all the layers either. You could pick and choose. So if I wanted to leave out one of these layers, I could easily do that. If I wanted to use a thinner foam tape, I could definitely do that. And in some cases, I mixed both. One instance is here. Like I have a thicker a thicker foam pad here than I do here, just to give it, I wanted this one to pop out more, and I ended up having a fussy cut because these leaves were on this one also, so I ended up coloring those green by accident, and I didn't want to stamp another whole thing just to get that little piece. So that's why it looks a little more rugged than the other ones. But anyway, that's my play for today. These would look wonderful on some projects and as embellishments. So anyway, this video is getting pretty long. I'm getting pretty tired. Thank you so much for stopping by for the May edition of Work With It Wednesday, which is always the last Wednesday of the month for me, and I invite you to join. I have a hashtag below, and as I said, I'm focusing on specialty dyes and tools and specialty products. You can pull out whatever you want to join me. Just get your stuff out and use it. So thank you so much for watching, and you guys have a great and very blessed day. Bye-bye.